Trade in your old equipment today and get unbelievable discounts that could save you over $100,000. With great financing options and our A-plus support, there's no better time to buy. Visit your local Acres store or see the huge savings at acres.com. That's AKRS.com to see the best prices in the nation.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation right now at appliedconnective.com.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Ready to add a dash of Southern flavor to your week? At Wings and Rings, their brand new Southern fried wings have arrived for a limited time. Indulge in the irresistible goodness of large, traditional bone-in wings coated in a crispy beer batter and fried to perfection. Try them with hot honey or any other sauces. And for those busy summer days coming up, look no further than their Southern Fried Wings Family Bundle. Wings and Rings, 2 Lincoln locations on O Street or Village Lane.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, 2-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
As a proud member of the Roofing and Solar Reform Alliance, Coalition Restoration stands out by providing thorough property assessments, personalized customer service, and top-notch craftsmanship. With years of experience in the industry, Coalition Restoration has built a notable reputation for having a team filled with skilled professionals and possessing the expertise to handle any roofing project, big or small. Visit their website today for a free roof assessment at www.coalitionrestoration.com or give them a call at 402-607-8186. Your business runs like a well-oiled machine. It's important that your actual machines do too. Stern is here to make sure you don't have to worry about that. They provide solutions for heavy equipment and automotive fuels, lubricants, and equipment guard options. And with Stern's commitment to customer service for the past 40 years, you know you have a partner to help support your operations for years to come. Contact Roger at Stern Company by calling 1-800-477-2744 or visit them online at stern.co. Stern Company, where problems meet solvers.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air,
and Electrical.
Liberty Law Group is committed to the defense of liberty for those accused and the pursuit of justice for those injured. Liberty Law Group's relentless trial attorneys specialize in criminal defense and personal injury law. We believe in treating every client with respect, compassion, and understanding. We know that navigating the legal system is stressful and overwhelming, but Liberty Law Group will carry that burden for you. When you're facing legal issues, make the right call. 877-42-LIBERTY. That's 877-42-LIBERTY.
Ready to score big with your projects? Look no further than Edward Stone, the MVP of natural stone for over 2 decades. Edward Stone is cranking out over 30,000 square feet every week and offers a winning lineup of over 70 quality natural veneer stone selections. Their unbeatable variety and experienced team will ensure your project is a success, whether it's a home renovation or a commercial build. And hey, they're not just about stone. They've got an all-star lineup of fireplaces, cast stone, brick, and much more. Swing by one of their locations in Lincoln or Omaha today and experience the Edward Stone difference, your reliable choice for over 20 years.
Live from the heart of Lincoln, America, welcome to Ticket Weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome into What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington. I got the former Husker tight end to my left. We got a guest streaming in today, I believe for the third time on What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington. If you guys want to join in, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, X, Allo Channel 961. You can even get us on Amazon Prime if you want to be professional about it. Starter Heyman text line 402-464-5685. We got the Royals on the brick and mortar, but like I said, use the streams. You can follow along that way. Chancellor Brewington, how's it going on a Wednesday night?
Oh, it's going fantastic. We're going to give the people what they want to hear. We got, an hour of good Husker football talk. A lot to talk about. Dylan Raiola just got announced starting quarterback. Got some Senior Bowl Reese's stuff coming up. It's going to be a fun show. And, of course, once a week, we got Justin Adams on the show tonight. His YouTube is Nebraska at the Voice of College Football. That thing is blowing up. And he also has another one that I just saw hit 1,000 subs. So shout out to Justin. The Big Ten Show. So those two channels. How you doing, Justin?
I'm doing good, man. Excited to be back. This is becoming a fun part of my week. Like I said, telling you earlier, I just enjoy the show. Just enjoy kicking back and talking some casual Husker football.
Yeah, for sure. I saw the Big Ten show hit 1,000 subs, so shout out to that. I don't know if I was late to the party, but I think when I last checked, it was at like 900 something, and now it's at 1,000. So that's awesome.
Yeah, I've been dialed in. I've been watching the simulations that you got going. That's how desperate I am for college football to get going here.
Tell you what, man, I get some hate comments from those simulations. I'm like, I'm not playing the game, y'all. Like, I didn't design the game. Why y'all getting mad at me? There's people saying, our defense is terrible, the run game's terrible. We're gonna suck this year, but I'm like, it's a video game, guys. All relax.
I love it. So, just to start off the show, you had put out a video on the Nebraska Voice of College Football, and it was basically talking about Coach Rule's the scrimmage and Coach Rule's notes. Can you take us through that? Just kind of a little summary, and then we'll get into the topics that we have for tonight.
Absolutely, yeah. And I kind of did this exercise where I went back to 2023 and I compared a lot of what Matt Rule was saying a year ago to today to just kind of see, what things they said last year that actually carried over to the season, how honest and transparent they were. So that way we could try to fast forward to this year and see a lot of the things they're saying. Last year, Matt Rule was very much, he looked a lot more dejected, almost like he knew this team was going to be, it was going to struggle a little bit because he said, we have to have some of these young guys step up, which they did. However, with the injury bug and the quarterback situation the way it was, but he was talking about turnovers across the board, procedural penalties across the board. It was just a really rough outing. And then you fast forward to this year, Matt Rule was talking about, the first team didn't turn the ball over at all. There were some procedural penalties, but those were just the difference between them getting 3 and 7. And so he mentioned the word great. He says, we're a good team, but we have the potential to be great. That's what's holding us back from being great. Last year, he didn't mention the word great. He was like, we're going to be good if these guys step up and these things happen. So it was really nice transition to hear, him, and also him speaking on specific players more so than he did last year. That was another thing. So it's the indications are there that he's very confident in this team, and the players, the way they're talking about things, they share the same mindset, and now they're starting to echo a very similar thought process as the coaches, and you start to see that insulation and kind of that culture build within their minds as well.
Yeah, one thing about Rule that I noticed over the past 2 years is that there's certain things he won't sugarcoat, and one of the things he won't sugarcoat is the current state of the team. If things aren't up to par, he's gonna let everyone know, including the players, coaches, and the media, know that things aren't where they're supposed to be. And the fact that I love that you did that, you went back because to see progression, that's what we want to see. We want to see progression in the areas where we're weak or the areas that need improvement. And the number one area last year on the offense side of the ball, everyone knows it was turnovers. It was fumbling the ball. It was procedural things. A motion guy gets hit by the snap. Against Colorado, throwing interceptions, just bad ball security, just a ton of different turnover things. So it's so awesome to hear that. Yeah, Rule is not one to sugarcoat anything, and I think it's going to be interesting as we get closer. Obviously, I think he was on Husker Radio, I think today. So that will probably be one of the last times we really get a real, feel of depth and all that stuff going into UTEP. But I'm comfortable as a former player. I'm comfortable with the words he's saying and watching your video, going back and seeing what he said before. There's some telltale signs right there. But today, Dylan Raiola announced as a starting quarterback. For me, it wasn't really a shock. I figured this was the route. Undeniable talent. I think the only thing for me was, is he going to be able to pick up the playbook? Is he going to be able to adapt mentally and just to the concepts, formation, motions, all those different things? It seems like he has, and it seems like there's confidence in not only the coach but the staff and the players, right? And so that's what you really want. So what are your initial thoughts when you see Dylan Raiola starting quarterback at Nebraska?
Yeah, part of me wants to say like he was the starter the day he stepped on campus. However, I say that, but that's not the way Matt Rule operates, right? Like he was going to give him an opportunity to come here and grab the bull by the horns and be able to kind of learn the offense. He was going to have to do the work outside of the facilities, right? And so he did those things, though. He sat there and he did the homework. He showed up to the building early. He wanted to come in and grasp this offense so he can get the starting role. And I feel like he absolutely earned that. The Matt Rule was very complimentary to him this entire offseason about his work ethic and just his mind for this and how much he wants to learn. And not only that, how much he wants to lead this offense. And so I think it was inevitable that he was going to start, just because Matt Rule also says you get better at football by playing football, right? So he's going to want him to get out there and take those lumps and be able to learn and grow his confidence. And so I think there was the only way that he wasn't going to get this job is like you said, if he didn't put in that extra work to learn the offense or got injured. But yeah, it was his job to lose for most of the offseason, in my opinion. But yeah, worst kept secret in college football right there. So
what do you think, Harrison?
Yeah, it was the worst. I mean, if he isn't the starter, that means you're a little bit surprised that he isn't everything he said he was.
Right.
Coming out when he landed at Nebraska. I think this was the course. Again, if you're going to have that much praise coming out of high school, if you're going to be quote unquote generational, then you should be able to pick up the playbook, even though it is year one. So I don't think anybody's too surprised by it. And I mean, we're arguing with the other guys being Kalen, who's also got to pick up the playbook,
right?
And Harbert, who, I'll give him a lot of credit for learning the job on the spot last year, but it's not like he's sitting in a reservoir of experience either. So it's not like guys were way ahead of him in terms of understanding the offense.
That's a great point. And that kind of leads me to my second question is, who's the number two now? We got the number one. Now who's the number two? Are we going to stick with Harbert, kind of the more experienced guy, or has Danny created this large jump during fall camp that he's gained the trust of the coaches, that if Dylan goes out, and I was talking about this the other day, Justin, or I think it was yesterday, if Dylan's helmet comes out for a game, for a play, someone's going to have to go in. If Dylan gets banged up, has to go to the tent for, a couple plays or a drive, somebody has to go in. We've seen this across the board. 3 years ago, Adrian Martinez, Logan Smothers comes in against Michigan State. He has to finish a game against Iowa. Like we've seen this. We've seen Casey Thompson go down against Illinois in 2022. You had Chuba Purdy come in. Then obviously last year you had, Jeff Sims have some struggles. Heinrich comes in. So this is a common theme, and then Heinrich goes down. You got Chuba Purdy come in. So I'm always thinking when I see the number one, I'm like, okay, who's the number two? And if it's Daniel Kalen, where's Heinrich's role? Because you can do many things with Heinrich. We've talked about it. My personal thing, Justin, is I want to see a Tim Tebow role his freshman year at Florida with Harburg. I would personally like to see that. I would like to see 4th and 1 goal line stuff, kind of like that motion package that they did with myself back in the day, where it'd be a lot of like, downhill trap, not downhill trap, running back lead, kind of like ISOs things with the quarterback, direct snap type things with Heinrich. I think that would fit him perfectly. Maybe lining him up at tight end sometimes, mismatch with personnel. But when you see Dylan at number 1, where does your mind go on who's going to be the number 2 quarterback on this football team?
I personally think it will be Heinrich. Matt Rule has been complimentary of Danny Kalen. He says he has quote unquote it, right? But I think they really want to try to preserve his red shirt if at all possible. And Danny Kalen, for what he is, right? He's still a 4-star true freshman quarterback. And we talk about how difficult it is to come in your freshman year and be a good starting quarterback. Now there's a very select few that are able to do that. And that's what puts, kind of the 5 stars over that edge. Those guys have the ability to come in because their skills are more refined. They can come in and just learn the offense in most cases and be able to run it effectively. But I think that experience from Harburg being QB2 is going to win the day. And also, I do think that they will mix him in packages, though, 100%. I love what you said about, I agree 100% with the ways that you think he should be utilized. He was in the tight end room at one point, the year before last was in the tight end room. And so he does have a good feel for that room. And, with Carter Nelson not being able to fully play the tight end role, maybe Harburg comes in, to that room on occasion for depth. But at the same time, I do think they're going to try to keep him as healthy as possible, but use him and try to keep him. Last year's body got worn down, but we've seen how great of a player he is when he's 100% healthy and he's not taking all 25 hits a game because he's having to run all game. And so I think he will have a big role in this offense, and I think he'll be able to get us some chunk plays. And like you said, he's great on short yardage situations, but can also run, that wildcat type of quarterback system to where he doesn't need to make necessarily the deep throws. His mechanics are really off on the deep throws. He really throws that shoulder wide open, and that, instead of kind of keeping this hand up and keeping it tight. And that's usually what causes deep ball to sail and stuff like that. So there's a lot of mechanical stuff that he's improved on, but he's just not a quarterback who's worked refining the quarterback position nonstop throughout his life. He's a very good football player that can throw the ball occasionally. So I agree 100% on that.
Yeah, I like that take. And one thing I think people haven't talked about as much, and I think is going to be a critical factor, and I don't think people understand how big of a change this is in college football, is that there's going to be in-ear headsets for the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And so this changes the whole ball game for a freshman as well. So I want you to imagine a play call come in like this. So let's say, we got trips right, we got Z orbit, 22 X pin R depot or something, right? And so this is what he's getting in the headset, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, I don't know what the cutoff is going to be. I'm guessing because the play clock's a little shorter on college. So it might go until like 10 seconds down. Because I know in NFL, I think it gets cut down at like 12 or 15 or something like that. But imagine this, like he's saying, okay, if it's too high, we're going to see if the, corner climbs, get to your second read. We're going to have right? But he's giving them the progression right there. So he's giving them the tips throughout the week. Do you remember when we worked this against, Thursday when we drilled this? Make sure you watch this Will backer. If he flies out in the flat, there's going to be the curl window right there. Like just little things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to be a huge, huge thing. And he just came out and said today, Coach Rule, that Marcus Satterfield will be on the in-ear piece with Dylan Raiola on game days using the new helmet technology. So there's different ways to think of it. obviously you don't want to give too much information to a freshman. You want to let them play. But I'm sure, and I'm curious, I would love to just be kind of in kind of a coach's meeting and just hear the ways they want to go about this. More so from the standpoint of, are they already doing this in practice? You know, are they already doing game like things during the scrimmages? Everything in ear now, because if you think about it, every time that he gets a play is going to be in ear. It's not going to be really a thing where they have to do all the signals and stuff, right?
Yeah, because that's what you guys did. All the signs on the sideline.
Exactly. Yeah. Like you don't really have to do all the signals. You don't have to hold up everyone sees like the big old poster boards of like random images. Yeah. Like you don't have to do those things anymore. You don't have to do like a whole different gang sign language thing going on the sideline. Now everything's in ear, and you're able to give your quarterback some commands. I don't know what the seconds is. I don't know if you know, Justin, but it's going to be super interesting to see how this plays a part. And especially one thing for Dylan Raiola, my personal belief, Chancellor Brewington's personal belief, is that the first two drives, I should say, because you usually script out the first two drives, right? The first two drives, I think the ball should be in Dylan's hand no longer than 2 seconds. It should be 1, 2, boom. For the first two drives. I think I wouldn't even air it out sometimes, but I think you throw the ball 4 or 5 times, you know, the first, or 6 or 7 times the first drive, assuming it's 10 or 11 play drive, just to get that rhythm and be able to be in ear with that too, and get a little hurry up, get a little rhythm going where the ball's in and out of Dylan's hand and he's just catching a rhythm as the game goes. But we'll get into that. But what do you think about the in-ear headset communication?
Yeah, and just to give a little insight into how they're going to operate that. So they do have, of course, experience. He did say they do want to keep the information minimal because, of course, you start giving too much information, then he really starts thinking instead of just flowing and playing within the offense, right? So, but they all have experience in that in the NFL, Satterfield and all of them, but also it's a Lincoln-based company that does the headsets. So they have already worked on this a little bit the year prior because they knew that this was probably coming this year. So it's something that they've kind of been ahead of the game and working on. So I'm pretty confident that they've refined, that process down because they've had so much time to work on it, and just we're kind of ahead of the game with that. So that's going to help tremendously. But yeah, he wants Satterfield out there doing it because Satterfield knows how to communicate real quickly with what to look out for and just keys for him to look for, and but not giving him too much information at the same time. So yeah, that's going to be a big difference, and just the experience there gives us a lot of confidence that this staff already knows what they're doing with that. So there's not going to be the growing pains that we would expect to have.
Yeah, for sure. Right before we got going to break here soon, right?
Yeah, like a couple minutes most.
Couple minutes. We'll tease the 0 to 9 single digit numbers. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. Want to get your perspective on it. There's some, there's one that's interesting to me. I think everything else, 0 through 9 was kind of as expected. But being able to dive into, each of these players and their roles on the team is going to be fun. So what was I know we'll get into it, but what was your initial thoughts when you saw this?
Yeah. There was, the way I saw it is there was a ample amount of people that were probably deserving of this. So it was a good problem to have, that people were like, well, what about this person? What about this person? Not surprised at the fact that it was mainly defensive. And I think people along the way kind of lost a little bit of what Matt Rule meant initially when he, kind of brought this into the system, because the way he described it last year, and a lot of people are confusing it with team captains, stuff like that. But the way he said it was like, he's like, I got really tired of having a guy in my program who had spent 3 years as like number 47, and he's getting ready to play and wanted to wear number 1, number 3, and he had earned it, and we would give it to a recruit. So he's like, so what we decided, 1 through 9 and now 0 through 9 would go to the 9 or now 10 toughest guys on the team. When I say toughest, we define that for the guys, but really the guys who are the best, who best exemplify what it means to be a Cornhusker, to be accountable, to be dependable, to be tough, hardworking, competitive every single day. And so as we get into training camp, the players will vote on it. We hope it kind of becomes our tradition. And, it's one of those things where it's like offensive linemen, of course, aren't included in this, but that's kind of what he wants. It's guys who have been with the program, tenured, but also you got guys like Jamal Banks who've only been here 8 months and has shown his ability to lead, but he is an upperclassman as well. And so I think, the list that he came up with, I 100%, I love it because, we should have expected it to be majority defense. Those are the guys that are, kind of experienced, the most experienced. We got a lot of young guys on this offense. And that doesn't mean those guys aren't going to be really, really good. It's just, these are the guys that stand out the most. And, like he said, Ramir Johnson had an argument to be in there. Of course, Fedoni, I thought Fedoni might get one just because of what Fedoni's endured and the mental strength and toughness that brings, having to deal with the rehab and the grind of that for 2 years and listening to all the naysayers and then coming out and performing the way he did. So, but yeah, I mean, overall, you love to see our defensive backfield in there, our safeties in there. And then of course, Giff and Nash and Ty, probably the least surprising of the group, but yeah, Jamari's in there as well. But yeah, Jamal Banks, I love that he got one. Like I said, somebody asked me who I thought was going to be our offensive MVP, and I said it was Jamal Banks. I think Jamal Banks finishes as a top 15 receiver in college football this year.
Ooh, that's a hot take.
Good spot to go ahead and leave off as well. We got Justin Adams. You can follow him on Twitter, _H-Town Husker. Don't go anywhere. 2 more segments. What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington? We'll talk to you in a little bit.
Stevens & Smith Construction is a full-service, employee-owned concrete company that specializes in residential and commercial foundations and flat work. They've been a leader in the concrete industry since 1971, with nearly 250 employees combining for more than 2,000 years of service. With locations in Lincoln, Omaha, and Kansas City, they're united in quality, integrity, and professionalism to create excellence in construction. Learn more today at stevensandsmith.com.
Announcing Acres' end of summer sales event. Acres has dropped its prices on select late model John Deere tractors, combines, and corn heads. Act now and upgrade your equipment before harvest season. Trade in your old equipment today and get unbelievable discounts that could save you over $100,000. With great financing options and our A+ support, there's no better time to buy. Visit your local Acres store or see the huge savings at acres.com. That's AKRS.com to see the best prices in the nation.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation right now at appliedconnective.com.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Against Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Against Sports at 48th and Vine.
Ready to add a dash of Southern flavor to your week? At Wings and Rings, their brand new Southern fried wings have arrived for a limited time. Indulge in the irresistible goodness of large, traditional bone-in wings coated in a crispy beer batter and fried to perfection. Try them with hot honey or any other sauces. And for those busy summer days coming up, look no further than their Southern Fried Wings Family Bundle. Wings and Rings, 2 Lincoln locations on O Street or Village Lane.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, 2-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at window WinterWorldLincoln.com. Winter World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
As a proud member of the Roofing and Solar Reform Alliance, Coalition Restoration stands out by providing thorough property assessments, personalized customer service, and top-notch craftsmanship. With years of experience in the industry, Coalition Restoration has built a notable reputation for having a team filled with skilled professionals and possessing the expertise to handle any roofing project, big or small. Visit their website today for a free roof assessment at www.coalitionrestoration.com or give them a call at 402-607-8186. Your business runs like a well-oiled machine. It's important that your actual machines do too. Stern is here to make sure you don't have to worry about that. They provide solutions for heavy equipment and automotive fuels, lubricants, and equipment guard options. And with Stern's commitment to customer service for the past 40 years, you know you have a partner to help support your operations for years to come. Contact Roger at Stern Company by calling 1-800-477-2744 or visit them online at stern.co. Stern Company, where problems meet solvers.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
Liberty Law Group is committed to the defense of liberty for those accused and the pursuit of justice for those injured. Liberty Law Group's relentless trial attorneys specialize in criminal defense and personal injury law. We believe in treating every client with respect, compassion, and understanding. We know that navigating the legal system is stressful and overwhelming, but Liberty Law Group will carry that burden for you. When you're facing legal issues, make the right call. 877-42-LIBERTY. That's 877-42-LIBERTY.
Ready to score big with your projects? Look no further than Edward Stone, the MVP of natural stone for over 2 decades. Edward Stone is cranking out over 30,000 square feet every week and offers a winning lineup of over 70 quality natural veneer stone selections. Their unbeatable variety and experienced team will ensure your project is a success, whether it's a home renovation or a commercial build. And hey, they're not just about stone. They've got an all-star lineup of fireplaces, cast stone, brick, and much more. Swing by one of their locations in Lincoln or Omaha today and experience the Edward Stone difference, your reliable choice for over 20 years.
Back to the Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in. What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington. Got the host to my left. Got the guest for tonight streaming in, Justin Adams on Twitter, _H-Town Husker. If you guys want to join in, use the streams, comment through there, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, X, Allo, Channel 961. On the last segment, we talked about the single digits. We teased it a little bit. Jamal Banks being the only wide receiver, a transfer at that, coming in here, able to pull away with one of the single digits, the only offensive member. And you called it. I'll give credit to Justin Adams, as he mentioned it before. But if you look at Jamal Banks' career from high school at St. Francis, he's DMV kid, was dominant there, goes to the ACC Wake Forest, dominant there, comes to Nebraska, and the trend continues, at least seemingly getting that single digit. I'll ask you, Adams, what is it about Jamal Banks that pretty much every stop he's been at, he's been able to climb the pole on being a dominant wide receiver? 1 sec. You might have to repeat yourself there. All right, go ahead. My bad. Had you muted.
No, you're fine. It's he kind of has that edge to him, and when you hear him talk, you can see he's just about the business, right? He's about coming in, and one of the biggest things about him is he has a big frame, right? But I think having a big frame and knowing how to use it are two, completely different things. I did a film breakdown on him before. He's the thing that happened at Wake Forest. He was in a bad offense with a really bad quarterback, right? And still had 0 drops. So that's pretty telling right there, because you got to think like your actual, accuracy of your quarterback is going to make it more difficult to catch the ball naturally. And he had 0 drops. And so he's one of those guys who knows how to get up, get 50-50 balls over, anybody. He's great at high point of the ball. He's great, but he's also great at using his body, when he's trying to protect that sideline, right? Like the cornerback and the receiver are going to be fighting for that sideline, but he does a very good job of using his body, even on the routes, to be able to make sure that he takes that sideline to himself and doesn't let the cornerback force him, off of his spot. So that way he's more able to go up and use more space to be able to go up and get the ball. It's just he's very good as a route runner. He's very cerebral. Football IQ is up there, and it's just you can tell he's worked his tail off his entire career because it shows in his game. And with having Raiola as quarterback now and how heavily he's probably going to be utilized in this offense, I just think the sky's the limit for him this year.
Yeah, he's going to be fun to watch. And I'm glad you mentioned 0 drops, because this is it's not small sample size, right? 59 receptions for 653 yards, averaging over 11 per reception, and not a single drop. Yeah. So Brewington, I'll ask you, what is having Banks on this roster? Clearly kind of just picks up right where he left off at Wake Forest. Like Adam said, quarterback, you'd imagine Raiola is going to be able to get the ball to him better. I mean, what does this add in terms of depth to this wide receiver room?
Yeah, the first thing I think about is he's a seasoned vet, and that's what you want to surround young quarterbacks with. You see it in the NFL. You talk about like a young Jalen Hurts being able to play with Jason Kelsey and just all these different vets. You want young guys around vets because that's how the young guys become vets. And one thing about Jamal Banks, you said something interesting about high pointing. I love bigger receivers, although the game of football is kind of sitting around like that 6'1", 6 foot receiver, kind of like that Jamar Chase build, like a little Justin Jefferson type build. But I love bigger guys, especially in Big Ten play. Like I talked about previously, being able to go and get some safeties in run game, meaning go and block some safeties, run on corners. Corners are the weaker tacklers. Safeties are usually the bigger bodies, usually the more technical tacklers, what they want to tackle. But also the complementary to Jamal Banks, Isaiah Nayer. He's on some award list for some trophy. I forget what it was. But those two guys on the outsides having experience, and they're not small guys by no means. I saw the picture of Jamal Banks. He looked, about the same size, same height as Deshaun Singleton. And Deshaun is, a real 6'4". And being able to have guys that can run routes for Dylan Raiola, that's the biggest thing. The name of the game at receiver is separation. How much separation can you get from the defensive back? That's the name of the game. And if he can't, if he's a sure-handed guy, that's even better. You know what I'm saying? So
a real quick, Nayor, that watch list he's on is the Earl Campbell Tyler Rose Award watch list.
I don't know what that is though.
I'd have to find out.
Yeah. There's so many awards. I can't keep up with them. There's so many awards.
So many. I didn't even know that was a thing. But those two, and along with 7 others, Jamal Banks, Isaiah Nayer, Thomas Fidone, Micah
Mazgua.
Yep, y'all got it. Ben Scott, Nash Hutchmaker, Ty Robinson, Tommy Hill, Deshaun Singleton on the Senior Bowl watch list. Obviously, there's 859 prospects, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hoping, I could see it that all those guys get there. But just seeing Jamal Banks and Isaiah Nayer, like where do we think, in the last 3 years, we've had some fantastic receivers. Samari Toure.
Mm-hmm.
Guys that we don't really talk about as much. The Omar Mannings. If he would have
Morgan. He was fantastic.
Stanley Morgan. Yeah. There was one. Trey. Oh yeah, Trey. Yeah.
Can't forget about Trey.
Trey,
the Buccaneers.
Leading receiver for Nebraska. I'm trying to think. There was one in 2020 or 2019. I'm blanking. Text line, help me out. 2019. I think he was our leading receiver. 2018 as well.
I'm trying
or 20. He transferred out of here. He was number.
Are you talking about Wandale?
10? Oh, Wandale was one as well. There was another one.
I was 28. 18.
He had like he was 1,000-yard receiver. We'll find it. But
we're probably gonna like when we hear the name, we're gonna be like, how did we forget that?
Exactly. But when I'm thinking about Jamal Banks, like where do you think he falls in line? Do we think we got 1,000-yard receiver out of him? Obviously that would mean that Dylan Raiola plays at a high clip, at a high percentage, high QBR. But do you think Jamal Banks is that 1,000-yard receiver on this football team?
Absolutely, because I think what they really want to do, and Trey Palmer, Samori Toure, those guys are great, right? But like what Nebraska's really been missing, and what is valuable in putting drives together as a possession receiver like a Jamal Banks. Like I said, I compare him to a DeAndre Hopkins, where he's very sure-handed, not the fastest guy in the world, but has deceptive football speed and just a good route runner, sure-handed guy who's going to be able to get you a first down, get you a touchdown, that type of thing. So I think, he's going to be just utilized so much as kind of a safety valve for Dylan Raiola to be able to go to on third downs. He's really going to want to go to guys that he knows, are going to come down with the ball. And so he's probably going to be utilized a lot on third downs, a lot in the red zone. And just thinking about this entire offense as a whole, and when you have an Isaiah Nair who's, he's big in his own right, but he's a burner, right? And then you have, you have your Ja'Cory Barneys out there, Jalen Lloyd's, right? Those are going to open up Jamal Banks even more. And so they're going to all play off of each other. And I think Jamal Banks is just going to be peppered with targets this year. And I think he has the potential. I don't think Trey Palmer with yardage, of course, is a whole different animal. But I think in terms of like just pure receptions, and I think he's going to be one of the best receivers that we've had in a long time. Just on his reliability. Again, Trey Palmer was fantastic, was a burner and opened up that offense. But it was just Trey Palmer. So we didn't get to see a lot of it seemed like the deep game was only open for Trey Palmer. It's now we got so many weapons. I think that's just going to make Banks that much better. And, Trey Palmer, of course, is going to go down as one of the greatest of all times. But with Jamal Banks being on this team in this season where they're going to kind of turn a quarter, I think he's the perfect receiver, and you're just prototypical number 1 X receiver. And that's something we haven't had in a while.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see the vision for this offense. I would love to just see what they're cooking up for UTEP. But just the overall vision, third down, 3rd and 8, the first 3rd and 8, let's say it goes 3rd and 8, the first drive. I want to know who they're going to. Like, is it going to be Fedoni? Is it going to be Banks? Is it going to be Nair? Like, who are they already schemed up the first key 3rd and long, quote unquote, 3rd and 8 plus to go to? Is it Jamal Banks? Is it Fedoni? I don't know, but it's going to be awesome. And I'll be able to break some film down and be able to watch it and chop it up with y'all and be able to go through some of this. But continue.
Real quick though, I do want to mention, because I know we're going to forget about it. JD Spielman, that had to be the
JD Spielman. Yeah, JD Spielman.
Exactly.
Yeah. There we go. I had to give him his flowers. All right, go ahead.
For some reason, like DeMornay Pearsonell popped in my head. I was on the right track, but I'm like, that's way before. So I'm like,
right. So. Yeah, I was blanking. But looking at this the Senior Bowl list, you have Tommy Hill. It's interesting. It's interesting. So, I mean, he emerged on the scene last year. Obviously, when I played with him, 2022, he was playing receiver. He started off DB, played some receiver, and then I want to say we just had some packages for him at receiver, and had some kick return, punt return stuff, or just kick return. Then fast forward 2023, has a really big year. I believe he had four takeaways or 3 takeaways.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what the exact number was.
Right. So he led the team in takeaways, right? Interceptions. Now you got him slotted to be a late first day pick or a late second day pick, right? The last time we had a second day pick at corner, we've had 2. Or actually, I don't know if Prince Akamora was second round, or maybe he was first, right? Last second round was Cam Taylor-Britt. So when you look at these 2 guys, they're such different players, very, very different players. Tommy's more of this. I mean, they're both athletic freaks. Cam is this more physical guy. Tommy is this more kind of elusive, super quick on his feet, real twitchy. He reminds me of the first day he got on campus, you know who he reminded me of? The way he walks and carries himself, super long, a little smaller, of course, but he reminded me of a young Jalen Ramsey. That's what he reminded me of. Just the way he walks, like the way he carries himself, the confidence that he has. To have him on this field and in the stock, the rising of the stock and the quote unquote hype, I don't think it's hype. I think it's deserved talk that he's getting. It's going to be awesome to see that the momentum, what that does for a player in the offseason. It can break some people because then they can get too high on themselves, of course. But for a guy like Tommy going into the season, that's going to catapult his game to a whole nother level, because now you have this idea that, okay, the world now, or the nation, is now acknowledging my play, is acknowledging where I've came from, how good I've gotten. And now it's a thing where now all the, and Tommy's a guy where he wants people to be looking at him. Like that's the type of player he is. He wants the whole opposing. If we go into Penn State with the all white game, what I'm saying, we don't play them this year, of course, but if we did, he wants all the people saying Tommy Hill this, Tommy Hill, like, what I'm saying, he feeds off of that. So to see what this does for his play, it's going to be awesome. But when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about the Senior Bowl watch list and some key players on this defense.
Can I talk on Tommy Hill after the break?
Of course. Oh, yeah. Come on. Yeah, for sure.
Let's do that then. We'll throw it the break on the other side. Deep dive on Tommy Hill. Don't go anywhere. We got Justin Adams streaming in. What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington?
Stevens & Smith Construction is a full-service, employee-owned concrete company that specializes in residential and commercial foundations and flat work. They've been a leader in the concrete industry since 1971, with nearly 250 employees combining for more than 2,000 years of service. With locations in Lincoln, Omaha, and Kansas City, they're united in quality, integrity, and professionalism to create excellence in construction. Learn more today at stevensandsmith.com.
Announcing Acres' end of summer sales event. Acres has dropped its prices on select late model John Deere tractors, combines, and corn heads. Act now and upgrade your equipment before harvest season. Trade in your old equipment today and get unbelievable discounts that could save you over $100,000. With great financing options and our A-plus support, there's no better time to buy. Visit your local Acres store or see the huge savings at acres.com. That's AKRS.com to see the best prices in the nation.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation right now at appliedconnective.com.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Against Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Against Sports at 48th and Vine.
Ready to add a dash of Southern flavor to your week? At Wings and Rings, their brand new Southern fried wings have arrived for a limited time. Indulge in the irresistible goodness of large, traditional bone-in wings coated in a crispy beer batter and fried to perfection. Try them with hot honey or any other sauces. And for those busy summer days coming up, look no further than their Southern Fried Wings Family Bundle. Wings and Rings, 2 Lincoln locations on O Street or Village Lane.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, 2-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
As a proud member of the Roofing and Solar Reform Alliance, Coalition Restoration stands out by providing thorough property assessments, personalized customer service, and top-notch craftsmanship. With years of experience in the industry, Coalition Restoration has built a notable reputation for having a team filled with skilled professionals and possessing the expertise to handle any roofing project, big or small. Visit their website today for a free roof assessment at www.coalitionrestoration.com or give them a call at 402-607-8186. Your business runs like a well-oiled machine. It's important that your actual machines do too. Stern is here to make sure you don't have to worry about that. They provide solutions for heavy equipment and automotive fuels, lubricants, and equipment guard options. And with Stern's commitment to customer service for the past 40 years, you know you have a partner to help support your operations for years to come. Contact Roger at Stern Company by calling 1-800-477-2744 or visit them online at stern.co. Stern Company, where problems meet solvers.
Back to the Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome in. Last segment. What's Brewing, Chancellor Brewington? Before we throw it over to Michael Hunter for the Malone radio show, those guys will go from 9 to 10 o'clock. We mentioned it. We talked about Tommy Hill, another single-digit jersey. Justin Adams, I'll throw it over to you. I know you wanted to get your thoughts on Tommy Hill for the Huskers this year.
Posted to Twitter earlier because 3 months ago I posted a video that says the thumbnail said potential first round pick, and it was breaking down Nebraska's most underrated player. 3 months ago I did a video on Tommy Hill saying I thought he would be a late first round, early second round pick, right? And now everybody's coming around on him, right? But when I broke it down,
to you.
when I broke that down, I'm like, you know, basically what it is Tommy Hill, like you said, he's been moved all around, right? At one point last year was a wide receiver in the wide receiver room for the Rutgers. I mean, not last year, the year before was wide receiver room for the Rutgers game, I believe it was. He was out there with the wide receivers, and then last year, you know, he got to put a little bit more work into the cornerback position and establish himself in that role. And when you look at his numbers and just how he improved, so you know, last year in the NFL draft. The reason why I think he could go first round, last year, cornerbacks fell in the NFL draft, right? The first one went off the board at 24, and then there wasn't one picked again till the second round. You have at 40, 41, and 42, the picks were Cooper DeJean, Kool-Aid McKinstry, Kamari Lassiter, right? Well, if you look at where Tommy Hill graded out, he is right behind Kool-Aid McKinstry, and ahead of Kamari Lassiter, who both went early second round last year in a year where the defensive backs fell. Not only that, he put on more weight, right? So he can be a little bit more downhill, more of a downhill player. I think he's put on like 20 pounds, right? So he can play a little bit more downhill. And one of the biggest, you know, downsides to him last year, and according to his PFF grade, but this is typical with some cornerbacks, is pass rush, right? And so that's why I think he can 100% be a first round pick next year. I think a lot of people are saying it's a hot take to have him as a second rounder. I don't think that at all. I think he has first round grade potential just because he graded out top 20 last year amongst all cornerbacks, even the ones that were drafted. So without question, and he stands to be more improved this year. And like I said, he put on that extra weight. So that way he's going to be a more complete player, probably a little bit more explosive as well. You know, a lot of people were worried about his speed, but I'm like, straight line speed, whatever. He's going to gain more from that. It's good weight, right? He's still going to be explosive. He's still going to have his football speed. He's just going to be able to, what he's going to gain from that weight is going to do much more for him than it'll hurt him. You know, if he loses a little bit of time on his 40, okay, still football speed, right? So just to keep it brief, but that, yeah, Tommy Hill has been my guy, man, this offseason. I'm happy everybody's coming around on him though, for real.
They was listening to you, man. They must have been tuned in. Nebraska at the voice of college football.
Man, I don't think so. I wish they were, man. That video didn't do well enough.
It just takes one person. But no, I agree completely. And I think the weight plays a role. And I've personally gone through the weight thing and you know, put on 5 pounds, put on 15, put on 20 pounds. And you know, if you're training and you're running on top of that and you're doing explosive exercises, that really doesn't affect your speed as much as people think. That's just like some misconception out there that when you put on weight, you get slower. Well, you know, DK Metcalf is 235 pounds, 6'4", and still runs a 4.3. Like the weight thing, you have to look at the athlete first, and then you got to look at the weight thing. But with such an explosive guy like Tommy Hill, the weight thing is a good thing. And I think he could even get faster putting on that weight. But you brought out some great points, being able to have him and the complimentary piece that just kind of got announced today. We kind of hinted on it yesterday that Marquise Buford Jr. is going to be the on the other side. And with Tommy Hill put on the weight, and you have Marquise Buford as such an aggressive football player, a downhill runner at safety, you put him at corner because that's what he came into college as. Real physical, right? So now you put them two at corner, and Tommy Hill put on the weight, Marquise Buford already physical. Who do you want in the boundary? Do you want Tommy Hill to the field? You want Keese in the boundary? It's gonna be fun to see how they mix and match, because I think both of them now are gonna be more able tacklers than we've had in the past. It reminds me of, I was telling Harrison of how we use Chancellor Britt, using him into the boundary on a lot of stuff, because a lot of teams like to run to the soft corner, go MDM and go block a safety and leave the corner. Well, if you got Marquise Buford who wants to go hit you, you know what I'm saying, and isn't going to turn down a hit from anyone. One of the hardest hitting safeties in the Big Ten. Now you put him at corner and you put him into the boundary. Like, what? That's going to create a whole new being able to blitz him off the edge too, and shadow have Deshaun Singleton get off the hash and cover his the single man out there or whatever. Being able to send him off the edge, being able to play trap. I'm getting a little football talkish. I'm gonna stop, but just having those guys being able to tackle, it's gonna be awesome to see.
Absolutely. I don't know if we got anything else to wrap up. Wrap up tonight's show. Brewington, Adams, anything you want to hammer out here before we wrap up tonight's show? What's Brewing Chance of Brewington? We got week 0 this weekend. Football's around the corner, so I'll give it to you guys for any last thoughts.
I mean, shoot.
Another thing that I was thinking of too is what made Cam Taylor-Britt really good, both in college and the NFL, tremendous ball skills, right? And Tommy Hill playing wide receiver is a guy who has tremendous, excellent ball skills as well too. So he's not really, I think he's 6 foot, so he's not really like 6'3" like a Bly Hill, but he makes up for that in his range, his ranginess with his ball skills and just his timing. Yeah, I'm so fired up for Tommy Hill this year. Like, there was a time where he was getting disrespected a little bit, but yeah, it's well deserved that he's finally getting his respect. And the way he was talking to the team, he's like, he's basically like, we're winning now. So he stepped up as a leader, and like you said, he carries himself like a leader and like a true pro. So,
no, yeah, I totally agree. And the ball skills at corner, a lot of people say, corners are just receivers that can't catch. But the thing with Tommy Hill is he could go start, at most Big Ten schools at receiver.
Yeah, as Adams mentioned 2 years ago, he was in that wide receiver room.
Exactly. So it's gonna be awesome to see him and how he transcends his game throughout the year, and the momentum and the progression that takes place this year. So, but I appreciate you, Justin, for coming on tonight. Fantastic show. I'm sure we'll next week we'll get it fired up and really be able to talk about some UTEP predictions, talk about some stuff, man. I'm excited. So make sure you go to Nebraska at the Voice of College Football in the Big Ten show and go see Justin Adams.
Absolutely. It's going to wrap it up for us. And again, like Brewington mentioned, I'm sure this won't be the last time Adams is on here. We'll be talking some pregame UTEP football. So again, don't go anywhere. One more show left as we wrap things up. The Malone Radio Show up next. Again, give Justin Adams a follow at @the_H-Town Husker. Wrap it up here. Appreciate you guys listening. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.